There is an update from FBI Director James Comey on the investigation into the mass shooting at a gay nightclub in Orlando early Sunday morning that left 50 people dead, including the shooter. It was the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. Director Comey saying authorities are spending a tremendous amount of time trying to figure out exactly what the shooter's motivations were. They're going through his electronics, trying to figure out if anybody else was involved in this. They say it was likely a homegrown attack. They don't think it was some elaborate plot. They also did not mention the shooter's name. Director Comey saying that that is something that the FBI is asking media to do, and they have been for years, because they don't want the shooter to be glorified in any way. They don't want any kind of copycats out there perpetrating the same type of thing. We, by the way, here at Time Warner Cable News have adhered to that policy for about a year now, so we will not be mentioning the shooter's name, and we also will not be showing you his photo whenever we can avoid it. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus giving us an update on the investigation into yesterday's shooting death of SAPD Detective Benjamin Marconi. McManus telling us they are still looking for that suspect. He is armed and they believe dangerous. They showed us some video. They've given us this video clip that we want to show you right now of the suspect actually walking into police headquarters early yesterday morning before the shooting. McManus saying that the suspect was only there for less than a minute. He spoke to a clerk in the lobby and asked a question, though McManus would not tell us what that question was. And then he walked out. They say he is a black man in his 20s, between the heights of 5'8" and 5'10", with a goatee. He was driving a late model black Mitsubishi Galant with custom rims. And just a few hours after what you're seeing in this video, just before noon yesterday, the 50-year-old Marconi, a 20-year veteran of the force, was gunned down in his police car while he was writing a ticket. In state capitals across America, we're seeing scenes exactly like this. Every 4 years it happens. It's mandated by the Constitution. And this is how our president is actually elected. It just so happens that every 4 years we don't care much about it. This is a different kind of year, a different election year, the year that Donald Trump won, so that's why we are paying attention today. There were protests outside the state capitol here in Austin today. In fact, I think we might have some video of that if we can check that out. Protests really all over America as electors walk into their state capitals. These protesters are trying to get some electors who are going to vote for Donald Trump to instead vote for somebody else and again jeopardize Trump's election. But we don't think that that is going to happen, certainly in enough numbers to prevent Trump from getting to 270. It's National Donut Day, or as Homer Simpson would say it, National Doughnut Day. Things are looking very good for Donald Trump in a way that I don't think anybody could have imagined before this night began. And I should also say this, if you look at the math and you look at all these states that are leaning toward Donald Trump right now, the Great Lakes states, Pennsylvania, Arizona, it is possible, Karina, that Donald Trump actually might break 300 electoral votes. So not only might he win tonight, he actually might win comfortably. This is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, the two of them political rivals back in 2008, both running for the Democratic presidential nomination 8 years ago. Hillary was the favorite going in. Everybody thought she'd win the nomination, but then Senator Barack Obama from Illinois catching her and sweeping right past her, winning the nomination, and then, of course, winning the White House. He's been there for 8 years, and now for the first time publicly with Hillary Clinton on the campaign trail in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's listen in. The last time a Supreme Court nominee was denied a confirmation vote was all the way back in 1875. Supreme Court appointments always scrutinized intensely, but this one is as key as any considering the ideological makeup of the Supreme Court. With the loss of the rather conservative Scalia, the High Court now has 4 conservative justices and 4 liberal justices, so Scalia's replacement could tip Supreme Court decisions for years to come. This is President Obama's 3rd Supreme Court nomination, following Justices Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan. Once again, we are awaiting President Obama's announcement of his Supreme Court nominee. That is a live look at the Rose Garden at the White House. We believe that the nominee will be 63-year-old Merrick Garland, who has been on the short list for Supreme Court justice appointees before, but has never quite made the cut. Looks like he has finally done that. He is a former clerk for Justice William Brennan. He is a Harvard Law grad. He was appointed to the D.C. Appeals Court by President Bill Clinton. He also worked for the Justice Department. And if confirmed, and of course that is a huge if with what Senate Republicans are saying about not even giving the nominee a vote, he would replace late Justice Antonin Scalia.